How to create a checker mountain effect in Photoshop. I'm using Photoshop CC220, but you can use 219, 218, etc. The key thing is create blocks, 8 blocks. I'm just going to create a column of those. So I'm just going to remove the design now. I'm just going to go back to a fresh document. Key thing that's useful for here is view and new guide layout. So I'm going to go for 10 and 10. So with 10 and 10 set, you can see the guides there. Click OK. Make certain that view and snap to guides are on. Now I'm going to go over here to the rectangle tool, and with the rectangle selected, make certain you're using shape. Not much use otherwise. So fill. Now you could of course use just a pixel layer, select that, just as easy, but I like to use shapes, much more flexible. So I'm going to set fill there, it's a very light grey. And then I've got a stroke set to nothing and 0 there. So I'm just going to quickly create that just down here. So there's the first one. I'm going to create 7 additional ones. So I'm just going to hold down the Alt or Option key and then duplicate that design. And you can see the snap is quite useful because it puts it into that nice position there. Now sometimes it doesn't always do it, and it sometimes becomes a little bit more fiddly. And then you got your design there. So what you can then do, you can go down to that block there. That's the third block up, and I'm going to go for swatches. I'm going to go for a darker colour. So I'm just going to go say for that one, blue. Don't have to do exactly the same as I had before, so just going to go for blue there. And then maybe go for a light blue. So I'm just going to go for that one. And then finally, the top, I'm going to go for a dark grey. And then you've got your design there. What you can then do, you can go over, select all of those blocks, all those rectangles, and then go to a layer, smart objects, convert to smart object. So once you've done that, what you can then do is you can drag again, Alt Option, to duplicate it. And then just shift it up. Just shift it up 1. Now repeat that. And do the same. Now I could go all the way up. I could go like, I could just continue, just do that. And then you could obviously make a lot taller design. Perfectly reasonable, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go to that, say that level. Then go down again, just like 1 block, down again, 1 block, and then down. So you've got your design now going up like a mountain. And then what you can do, of course, you can continue it and clean it up. So you can just say drag that up there, drag that up there, and of course go with that one, just drag that there. And what you can also do, of course, is you can drag that one up to there, and you can see you've got the design continued. So again, go for that one, and you can drag that down to there. And of course you can repeat that, just fill in all the bottom bit. Oops. So if you miss it slightly, it doesn't always snap. Sometimes it requires a little bit more. Again, Alt or Option just to duplicate that. Drag there and drag there. And you can see, of course, you've got white there. So what you can do, you can just drag that one up there to finish it off. Again, just there. And that's it. Don't need any more. Okay, so you've got your design now. So what you can then do, of course, is you can select the entire lot. So everything is selected. And then what you can do, you can go to a layer and smart objects, convert to smart object. So the whole thing is now a smart object. Now I don't want the guides anymore. So view, and you can clear the guides. And then you've got your design there. Now, I could have easily simply added a stroke as well in the first. So I'll just quickly show you. So I've got history. I'm just going to quickly save a snapshot. It's always handy to create a snapshot. So new snapshot. Now, just going to go back to an earlier design. There's no design. You can see, so if you want obviously you can just add a stroke to your shape. So you don't have to go with no stroke. And then you get these, obviously, lines around it. But if you want it to be without, there's snapshot 3, and you've got no lines around it. Of course, if you want to recolor it, say you decide, you know what, I don't want the blue and things. Of course, you can now, because it's smart objects, you can go to layers. You can always double click on there. So you can just double click on there, and then you will go into here, and you will see the design there. And you can double click there as well. And then you can say, well, you know what, I didn't want that colour scheme. Actually, I wanted that to be maybe pink. Let's go for pink. And obviously I'm going to go now for a darker pink. Say that pink, just as good as any. So just go for that. And of course you could change the greys as well. So you've got that change. So you've got all your designs there. Then what you can do, you can close that. Save. And just update all of those smart objects. It takes a few seconds just to quickly run through them. Obviously, if you had for a 20 by 20 grid, it would take longer. And then what you can do, you can close that down. That will update that. And then you go back and you've got your design. Now, of course, you don't have to do that. You've got here in the layers panel, got layers, it's just a single smart object. And what you can do, you can always add effects. So you can always go to layer and new adjustment layer, hue saturation, click OK, and then you just change it that way. It's another approach to do it. It's just what you want. Or maybe go like that. So you can change it and apply it that way. And of course you can add other adjustments. You don't have to just keep with that one. So you could just go to layer, new adjustment layer, maybe make it black and white. And you go black and white, and then you can tweak the yellows and greens and so on and change those if you want to do that. You can always remove them if you want. So simply select both of those and yes. So you go back to there. You can also, of course, apply effects. So you can go to filter, maybe liquefy, and you can then distort your design. Click OK. You can modify it in that kind of way, so undo at that point. And of course, you can also go for transformations. So you can always scale it. Notice I've actually made a mistake where I've got it going right. You, of course, could continue it up. You don't have to do that. You can expand that, maybe rotate it a bit. And you've got your design going that way instead. So there's a number of ways you can use this. Now I'm just going to undo that and just go back to what I had before. So that's it. A checker mounting in Photoshop CC220, but same in 219, 218, etc. Same approach. Hope you found this tutorial of interest. Please subscribe to the Graphic Extra channel. Always adding new tutorials about Photoshop, Illustrator, Affinity Photo, Affinity Designer, Painter, Critter, and many, many others. Please add some comments. Always appreciated. It's always nice to hear what have I done right, what have I done wrong, and all those sort of things. Also, a dislike or like. Thank you much.